Hey everybody, Dr. Grant here. Just want to welcome to the orientation. Looks like I'm solo today, but that's perfectly okay. Um, and if you have any questions as we go through, 225-614-7510 is how to get me. And this is the email address. I check that pretty often, but really the best way to get me if you really need something quick is this 225-614-7510. Just text me and I can get right back to you, whatever it is, whatever it takes. But also for anything longer and involved, the email's fine as well. So this course is kind of interesting in that we are looking at online design in a K-12 environment. And as you can see, we'll talk a little bit about that later. But as you can see, and probably from like the first week that we're looking at asynchronous design. So I wanted to just give you a little background on me. I've been around for a while. The older I get, the longer it seems. I've been an early childhood teacher. I taught kindergarten for a long time. I taught an IB, International Baccalaureate World School, which means we had primary years program, middle years program, and the diploma program. And I was a big curriculum developer for the primary years program as I was teaching kindergarten. I've been a virtual school principal, meaning I led an online enterprise for about 8,000 students in Louisiana, way back in the early 2000s. Well, maybe mid 2005 to 2010 or so, after Hurricanes Rita and Katrina down in Louisiana, where I actually currently reside. I've been an ed policy strategist also in Louisiana, been an instructional designer. Have done a lot of that work mainly at Drexel University, also at SUNY Potsdam in Louisiana as well. And I'm happy to share a lot of that knowledge and experience with you. There's a research mainly around information technologies, also anything with K-12 online learning. I have contributed to the knowledge, if you will. Been a professor, chair, currently a dean. And I'm a dean down in Louisiana. But I continue to teach this course just because I like it. I developed it. It keeps me fresh, and I just like teaching it. Not really a direct competition to anything I do here, so it's all good. I do a lot of expert witness stuff as well, mainly around school safety, but sometimes around K-12 online curriculum. I reside in Shreveport, Louisiana, and for those of you who are in the state of Maryland, I am from Maryland. I'm actually from Kent County, right between Chestertown and Rock Hall in an area called Broadneck. Is kind of where I call home, though I've lived a lot of different places. I went to the College of William and Mary down in Williamsburg, George Mason over in Fairfax, and LSU for my PhD, which was now 20 years ago. So it's a little bit about me. I did ask you about dogs or cats, and I'm a dog guy. On your left is Xena. Xena is the love of my life. She's a 3-year-old lab and very cute, as you can see, and very wild. And this is Marlin on the right. Marlin is a Whippet German Shepherd mix, rescue dog. We've had him less than a year, and he's a fabulous dog as well. And regarding cats, I actually have 2 cats, and one is new, one we've had for about 4 years, and I've recently lost a couple of cats. So long-term cats, so still a little painful to think about them. But I like dogs and cats. In fact, I like all animals. So it's a kind of a trick question, right? Just some keynotes. I gave you my phone number there. Again, phone or text. There's also an Ask Dr. Grant area in the course. Those are general questions, things that everybody might be able to answer. But if it's something specific to the course, you might want to just reach out to me. I do check it. I'm in the course almost every day, so you'll see me around. Our weeks start on Wednesdays, so we have Tuesday nights at 11:59, or generally when your assignments are due. Be active in the discussions. They're about 15% of our grades. basically I ask you to post something substantial and repost to at least two others. So at a very minimum, and that'll get you all the points. So if you just post one thing, you'll probably get half the points. So if you just respond to others and not do the main post, you probably get about 30 of credit. So make sure you are active in those discussions. If you run across a dead link or any other tech issue, just let me know right away. We don't have a textbook in here. Things change, websites change, policy changes. So, um, you know, let me know. And also, I will post a video for you every week to help you along. So I've actually already posted the week 2 video because I will be traveling this week. So a little bit about this course itself. Again, we're focusing on asynchronous design and teaching in K-12, not virtual pandemic teaching. And so a number of you, some of you got your start during COVID, and that stinks. And it shouldn't have been that way. We've been doing online learning for a really, really long time in an asynchronous manner with a lot of kids. In fact, did you know that as of 2021, there were 478 full-time online K-12 virtual schools in the US, most of them asynchronous. Now there's 989. A lot. 33,000 students were enrolled in these schools prior to COVID. Now we got over 578,000. 306 blended schools that educated an additional 150,000 students. So blended school is a school that might have some learning online, some learning face-to-face. Sometimes they alternate days. Sometimes kids come in 1 or 2 days a week. Could be once a month, but anytime you see them in person, you're in a blended environment. So those are pretty good schools too. So, and as I put a note here, this combination of private, charter, state programs, district programs, you name it. And there's many, many more that exist outside the US. Senegal, big online learning, Canada as well. A little bit throughout Europe, but mainly Africa and North America is where you're going to find most of your K-12 online learning. Alaska has always been a big proponent of online learning, mainly in higher ed, but also in K-12 as well. So this is some due dates, and I don't write these down, or you can write them down, but you can also cut and paste them because I'm going to paste this in there. You'll see that we move progressively forward with the major assignments. I try to limit them to 4. Some of them are papers, some of them are presentations, and that last one is a project where we are going to build a course over 5 weeks in Google Classroom. And we're going to do that from a backwards design approach. And I'm going to walk you through step by step by step by step. So it's very important that you follow with me and that you get everything completed in a manner that is going to be useful for you and your review partners. So this is kind of a group project. For the first 2 assignments, online learning theory and readiness inventory, one's a paper and one's a presentation. And if you're a day late, maybe 2 days late, it's cool. Just let me know. Shoot me a text. If you're going to be longer than that, all right, then let's get it in. But once we get up here to July 7th, which will be here before you know it, we're going to be doing this iterative project, and I need everybody lockstep with me at that time. And then you have a portfolio, which will be the easiest 20% of a grade that you will ever earn, because you are just collecting the information that you have designed and created in this course for that portfolio. So let's get a little rundown. I know this is a lot of words, and I'm not usually this wordy on a slide, but online learning theory is something that you have started to look at. Well, you'll look at it mainly in week 2. But we talked a little bit about it in week 1 as well. But basically, this is a presentation, no longer than 10 minutes. And you are going to summarize the major online learning theories that you're going to be learning about as presented in this course. You're also going to dig up at least 3 external resources to support your findings. So you got to use that library, the online library, or the Google Scholar, whatever it might be that you want to use. But 3 external scholarly resources to support your findings. Okay, so you'll see what this is all about. But again, about 10 minutes. We use APA 7th edition, so you're going to have in-text citations, APA 7th edition references, all that good stuff like that. You can do a medium of your choice. You can do a narrated PowerPoint. You can do a Prezi, whatever it takes. But this is something that is recorded, narrated, and then you share a link with me through the assignment area. Just cut and paste it into a document. Make sure I can see your link, and then I can access it. So you got to give me the permissions at my email that I've stated before, and then you've completed assignment 1. Assignment 2 is a readiness inventory. So this kind of connects with a lot of your experiences in COVID, and that we had a lot of schools that were not ready for online learning when the pandemic hit. And sometimes I say to myself, do I blame them? And I think I do blame them, because I know that for years, 20 years before COVID, we had mastered how to reach K-12 learners in an asynchronous environment. Now, asynchronous environments are purposely built, as we're doing in this course. It's much easier to just hop on to a Zoom and lecture at someone the way I'm lecturing you. And that stinks, right? Because I'm talking to a screen and I'm not talking to people. And, so it's a little bit different, and it's a little bit disconnected. Whereas in an asynchronous environment, we purposely create something that kids can go back to over and over again. And they engage not only with me, less with me, but more with the materials. And so we package them the materials in really cool ways. But for a school to get there, they have to have the infrastructure in place, how we're going to approach teaching and learning, professional development, accountability, and communication. And so Michigan does this really well. And so you're going to have a technical readiness and considerations for online learning document, and you are going to mimic that in 2,000 words or less or more, but not much more and not much less, formatted in APA 7th edition. With these 4 categories, you'll read more about this, and probably around week 4, you'll read more about this, and you'll be ready to go. These are just some things to include in your paper: descriptions of the school, a great purpose statement in that first paragraph, why are we doing this paper, the needs assessment, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. It'll make more sense when we get there, but it's a pretty brief yet packed full of information paper. Then, starting in week 7 and really in week 8, we're going to create this unit design. So I will walk you through creating a Google Classroom account, setting up the architecture for our 5-day unit. 5 days could be 50, but we're just doing 5, right? And then we're going to iteratively go through backward design, starting with objectives and outcomes, assessments, materials, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. This will be a partnership with 2 to 3 people for peer review. So that's why you need to be focused and on time with this. Things that are going to be included, just so you know, are welcome videos, overviews, daily objectives, quizzes, a couple discussions over the 5 days. You're going to create a final assessment with a rubric in Google Classroom. Then you'll add learning materials and a couple collaborative technologies as well, because you're also going to be designing a group project all within 5 days. But just remember, it's a big metaphor. The key is how we design and develop. And then you'll have a portfolio. And again, as I told you, this is the easiest point to ever get. Yeah, you'll have a portfolio to put together. These are just artifacts from our course, so they may look familiar because I just talked about them. Some tips for success in an Allen Grant classroom: read your assignments carefully, watch the videos Read the rubrics. Use APA 7th edition. I'm a stickler for it. Be creative, take a risk, do something new and different. I'll encourage you there along the way. Don't fall behind, but let me know if you're late, and open your mind too. Synchronous learning stinks, especially in K-12. There's a place for it, but planned and purposeful asynchronous learning can be really, really beneficial for kids, their parents, and you as an instructor. I think you'll find that you can learn a lot more, and you can even learn a lot more about your students when they purposefully interact in a course instead of turning off their camera and you just talk it yourself. And then also ask questions along the way. My job is here for you, so if you need anything, you simply reach out. That is all that I have. This is all posted, and if you have questions, just let me know. Take good care, everyone.